Another film that we'll talk about more at some point. Amanda has got a lot of words coming on this one on her own channel, but Infinity Pool. It made its debut at Sundance. We got the unrated cut here, and we get the, before everybody else gets it, the regular cut in theaters, I guess. The film about a couple staying at a luxury resort led by a mysterious woman into a world of violence, hedonism, and untold terrors is the new film directed by previous Sundance veteran Brandon Cronenberg. I think we all really responded to the last film of his we saw here, Possessor.
Fantastic.
This film has a lot of similar things going for it, a lot of other things that are maybe a bit different tonally, but it's certainly a striking movie. Amanda, you've seen it now twice.
I have seen it twice.
So what is your perception after 2 watches of this film?
I liked it more the second time. Brandon's movies have a very specific feel and vibe to them, and if you respond to that, you're going to like it. So that's good. This one, where I found the Possessor was more viscerally graphic, this one ends up being more sexually graphic and psychedelic, and that I'm not usually into a lot of psychedelic stuff, so I think it lost me in a lot of areas there.
Yeah, I kind of love that.
Yeah, that's that bit. That's what I mean. So if you love that stuff, you're all in, and that's where me, I don't know, I just start losing. I just don't pay attention as much. So and a lot of there's like 3 or 4 sequences in the movie that kind of go that way, but there's 2 things that this movie is kind of doing, and one is just this look of like what rich people do when they go places and how they behave and the treatments that they get and the benefits they get. And then there's also this like total deconstruction of this man's like personhood, self-identity, and ego. And that's where I feel it's really strong. Yeah. And Skarsgård really just delivers it in the end. And I find that far more interesting than anything else going on, in my opinion. So there's a lot to chew on here, and it's a horror in a way that it leaves you feeling like dread and just bleak. Because that's where the horror is from. It's not going to keep you up at night.
It's an assaultive experience, which I think you could say about all of his films, but this one in particular.
And I don't want to call it personal. I know you did a lot of research. You'll be talking about it more spoiler-wise, but Alexander Skarsgård playing almost to a degree a creative, someone who hasn't been able to make another movie and such. There's like a lot of interesting parallels there, especially with the Infinity Pool, or Pool, as we saw with the title. It's got this very Looper-esque feel to it, almost to a degree. And I thought the effects in there, you keep telling me that he's still...
It's practical. It's all practical
I don't know
effects.
How the hell it's practical, but...
It's practical. He does almost, as far as I'm aware, like everything he like, it's almost all in camera or just like stuff that they put in front of the camera. Like that, he takes extreme amounts of pride in that.
And that to us makes those moments where you're saying it gets all psychedelic really cool, because it's like, but it's special. You gotta, like, it's not just stuff on an editing software.
Like throwing colors in front of things.
On purpose,
and doing things with the lenses. He probably uses a lot of the old Vaseline trick where you're putting the Vaseline on the lens.
Those sequences are just really, really incredible. And there's there's moments in here that I just think are so, like, the experience of it feels like the swirling chaos that so few movies can really elevate to that level. Yeah, really. And maybe the movie doesn't sustain that level for the duration of it. Maybe some of the plot stuff feels a little thinner, or its commentary feels a little bit like half of the movies that came out in the last year. But I just think that there's few filmmakers who can put that kind of visual energy on screen. Yeah. So I really, really responded to that.
That I agree with.
Maybe there's elements of the film that I respond to less. There's a lot of films here where like you love maybe the parts more than the whole, but I love the parts so much that I think everybody should see it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Yep. But maybe not everybody, because it's also like a difficult movie at times.
2 words. Yeah. Mia Goth, baby. Jamesy! Come on, dude. This was the Pearl performance that I think everyone was like hyping up. I was like, I don't know.
I agree.
She's got it here.
Like, that's what I mean. Everybody, like, I'm going to get raked over the coals for this. I don't think she did anything last year worthy of being nominated for Best Actress.
No, but...
Okay.
I mean, I don't disagree.
Nominated for an Oscar.
I think she did some Best Picture work, but I don't think she should have been... Like, when people are like, she should have been nominated for an Oscar, and I'm like, there are like 4 other women in place ahead of her that need to be there first.
Yeah, I guess.
You know? I love her, and I would have actually preferred seeing her over Riseborough, but and I also love her too, though.
Riseborough?
Is it Riseborough?
Riseborough? I don't know. Bro.
Either way, girl from Possessor.
Andrea? We don't know. She's a chameleon. I would have been fine with her being in there too, but like this movie, she's fun. She's having a blast.
she's going all out, and it's so different from how she talks at like the Q&A. She's like, I'm so soft-spoken. It's just such a fun.
So, somebody I know said that she talks like a British child talking to a cat.
And that's why I know she's acting, because sometimes I watch her and I'm all like, your voice is like an octave or two lower half the time when you're acting than when you're talking regularly.
She's having so much fun in this movie.
Yeah, so
her
much
and
fun.
Thomas and Mackenzie in a movie stat.
Dude, I would love that so much.
It's just going to be things for theater kids to pitch to. But yeah, no, Infinity Pool is really good.
Cool. Yeah, it's fun.
Might be worth getting into it with some spoilers at some point down the line.
Yeah, might have to.
Let me know.
Not in this video.